Hey, welcome to another Tiny Tip Tuesday. Today we are talking about researching with a purpose and researching by a location first before researching your ancestor. So we're going to jump into that in just a moment, but if this is your first time here, my name is Connie Knox. I am a lifelong genealogist here to help you go further, faster, and factually with your family research. All right, so we're going to jump into that here in just a second. If you are new here, I would like to remind you, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up, ring the bell so that you get notified each time we upload a video. Also, don't forget that Genealogy TV has a newsletter and a website at genealogytv.org. Make sure you're hooked up with all those and the Facebook page as well. All right, so we're going to jump into that right now. We're going to talk about researching with purpose and researching by location. Okay, let's jump into it. So I am looking at my third great-grandfather, who's Robert S. Dunbar. I happen to know that he was born in Jefferson County, Ohio. He died in Jefferson County, Ohio. This is from information that I have previously researched, and I do know that he was in the Civil War. And so if we take a quick look at his birth date, he was born in 1819 and he died in 1897. So my point here today is to talk about researching with purpose, and instead of just chasing hints and chasing, just searching databases at random. If you research with purpose, what are you looking for? Figure that out, but also research by location. And so that's really what I want to focus on. Now, a lot of times we have a research question in mind. In my case, I want to learn more about his Civil War records. Now, I do have some pension records and stuff that I have found actually in other people's trees and imported it, and have not had a chance to really dig through it deeply. But before I go any farther with this ancestor, I want to research the location. So here's how we're going to do that. So if we take a quick Google search of Jefferson County, Ohio, we learn that it is on the Ohio River. And we can take this one step further. If we go back to him, we learn that he is born in Island Creek. So we can actually do a quick little Google search and go Island Creek, Jefferson County. So now we get to dial that in a little bit further, and we can see exactly where Island Creek is. From the previous Google search, we learned that Steubenville was the county seat of Jefferson, Ohio. Now, I am an equal opportunity genealogist, so I like to search in a lot of different locations. So I'm going to jump over to Family Search, and I'm going to do a search by location, because this is what I do. I search by location first whenever I can, and I am looking for Ohio. And now I'm going to search down to Jefferson County. And by doing it this way, you can get a real good sense of everything that's available in this area. And if you'll notice, it gives us a lot of information about the records and the dates and times when things are available. Okay? Scrolling on down, I can see that, I'm going to jump ahead just so that I don't bore you with a lot of details, but there's some Civil War information. Well, I happen to know that this is not his regiment. But the point here is, had I not done this research here, I could have gone surfing around and getting frustrated that I'm not finding anything when if I'd gone to the source first and discovered that here at Family Search, they don't have the records that I'm seeking. So then I can go on to another area and look there. But instead of just searching by surname, in Family Search, by just searching records and searching everything, I'm specifically have a research question in mind. I'm looking for Civil War records for this ancestor in this time in Jefferson County, Ohio. So I continue on with my search. Now doing the same thing over at Ancestry, but in a different way. Instead of just hitting search right here and collecting all the records, I like to search by location first. And you can do that over here by going to the card catalog. And instead of just weeding through, and by the way, you can tell right now they've got 32,000 records just in the card catalog without doing any kind of filtering. So I'm going to come down here by location. I'm going to go United States. I'm going to scroll down to Ohio. I'm going to search for Jefferson County. And now I have narrowed it down to where there are 4 sets of records. Ironically, none of them are Civil War records, but there is some stuff of interest here that I might want to take a look at. If I drill into just one of these and scroll down, I can discover more information about the newspaper here and what time frame. Always read through this. I have always said if you take 5 minutes to read through the source information without searching, you will save hours of research time. Now, one of the things I failed to mention in the beginning was not only was I looking for Civil War records, but I was also looking for death information, maybe even estate records. But along the way, what I did discover was over here back at Family Search, when I had gone through the wiki and drilled in, I discovered Robert S. Dunbar, the gentleman I'm talking about. This is him, okay? And his information is at FindAGrave. You can actually open this up and look a little bit further to see if there's any other information. We see that he's at Union Cemetery. So jumping over to FindAGrave, one of the things that I like to do here, and again, I'm kind of searching by location because what I did was I searched by cemeteries. I went and said, okay, I know he's at Union Cemetery, and he is in Jefferson County, Ohio, and it comes up with Union Cemetery in Steubenville, Ohio, Jefferson County. That's my guy. So here's the thing. Instead, this is kind of my same theme as far as researching by location more than name. So in this case, we're currently sitting on Union Cemetery, all of Union Cemetery at Steubenville, Jefferson, Ohio. So instead of writing Robert Dunbar, I'm just going to do Dunbar, and there's a reason for this. It's kind of like researching backwards. You start very broad and work your way down. The reason I do this is because it gives you all the Dunbars that are listed in that cemetery on FindAGrave. And the purpose for that kind of search is all these people are probably related, right? Okay, so we're looking for Robert S. Dunbar, and there he is. Clicking through to Robert S. Dunbar. We find him here. This is my guy. Okay, and another tip, leave flowers. If you've not ever left flowers on FindAGrave, there is a reason for it. And you can see that I have already left flowers here, and that tells me that I was here on July 5th, 2018. I've already taken a look at this, and there's a reason for that. Not only that, but by putting those flowers there, it tells other people that you've been here. And you can even leave little comments in here. This is my 3rd great grandfather, and that way maybe somebody else coming along might actually contact you regarding that grave. So jumping back over to Ancestry and going to the search and to the card catalog, and what I did was I drilled it down to the United States and then Ohio, and I can now get a list. There's 8,000 record groups here of things that are available in the entire state, not just Jefferson County, but in the entire state of Ohio that I can look at. Now, if I find something that I find interesting, I have Krista Cowan at Ancestry to thank for this tip. I use this tip all the time. I learned this years ago, and I have since used it every day since. But if you find something that you think is of interest that you might want to see, right click, open in a new tab. It will change your life. That way you can leave your original list here and work your way through several opportunities here that you might find interesting. And when you open, right click and open in a new tab several times, then you can just work the tabs across the top. In this case, I go over here and they can then search. Now, in the interest of time, I did find some US Civil War record information for Robert S. Dunbar, and this is the right company, and so it gives me a little bit more information. So then I can import that into my tree. All right, well, I hope you found that helpful. So there's kind of like 2 tips in one, and actually a couple of extras along the way. So tip 1 was research with purpose, and that really is talking about your research question. What is your research question? And then tip number 2 there was search by location, and then kind of start big and narrow yourself down. So if it happens to be state and then county, fine. Now, in the case of Robert S. Dunbar, I was not able to find his Civil War records by getting all the way down to Jefferson County, because he didn't enlist in Jefferson County. He enlisted in another county. So once I had broadened that back out to Ohio, then I found his Civil War records. I know I didn't go into that in great detail in the video, but researching in FindAGrave by location, right? We went to Jefferson County, then we found Union Cemetery, and just by researching Union Cemetery and just the last name, I got all the relatives that are also buried there. So again, start with the location and then start playing with the ancestor's name, and you'll be amazed at what you find. All right, I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and until next time, keep on climbing your family tree.